Hello again, everybody. It's time for the Minnesota Joe Show with your goatee champion, Minnesota Joe. Oh, look at that thing. Yeah. So, yeah, we just had a TakeOver. I just finished watching that today, and my God. Oh, man, SummerSlam's gonna suck ass. Sorry, people who like WWE main roster. It's just gonna suck ass. I know. I wish it didn't, but it's going to. All right. You can't compare to TakeOver. Best show you can have. Every match on this show was great. The lowest match I gave was like a 7 out of 10. A great match. It's like I bet on fucking SummerSlam. We're probably gonna have a lot of matches that are around 5 and 6. This show, every match is worth watching. There's not one match I'd skip. Oh, man. But I guess we'll get to that when SummerSlam happens. Right now, let's get right into TakeOver. Got my notes right here, and I'm ready to go. TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Match 1, the kickoff match, was Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain for the NXT tag titles. Roderick Strong, he starts out, well, strong, beating up Mustache Mountain, him and his partner, just beating the crap out of them. Just fantastic. Let's see. Mustache Mountain tries to keep making comebacks. There's some fighting outside, and Mustache Mountain's just chopping the crap out of these guys. Just chop after chop after chop after chop after chop. Just never stopping. It's fantastic. Fans are chanting Undisputed and Mustache Mountain, just back and forth. It's just like it's split right down the middle. Everybody loves these guys. Like, this is a hot match. Everybody's going nuts for it. Undisputed Era are showing great tag chemistry, keeping them in the corner, like with Trent Seven, until Tyler Bate gets the hot tag and comes with an amazing sequence, and he shows off his strength. Like, this guy is my age basically. Like, I'm 19, I think he's like 20. Like, we're around the same age. He lifts up Roderick Strong on his shoulders, and picks up Kyle O'Reilly, and he does a swing and an airplane spin at the same time. It was an awesome spot. And then Undisputed Era starts to get back after that. They kick him and stuff. Roderick is right on his back and stuff. Well, maybe it's the other way around, but one's on the back. He picks up the other guy, gives that guy a German, and just falls back with the other guy, taking out both men. Just amazing sequence. O'Reilly showing off his great MMA skills after a bit. Just open hand, like palm strikes to these guys, just taking them down on the ground, doing lots of submissions on Bates' knee, just really working that. And Bate, he sends Strong over the top rope, going for the hot tag. O'Reilly tries to stop him, but he gets thrown over the top rope. And there's this they're trying to get the hot tag. Trent Seven stops Kyle O'Reilly from preventing that hot tag, gets in and just kills everybody. Oh, it's great. It's great, all leading to this fantastic near fall. There's a brainbuster by O'Reilly for a near fall. Tyler Bates saves his partner from absolute destruction. Strong and O'Reilly put both guys into a submission. They're both in submissions. O'Reilly has Bate in the triangle choke, but Bate picks him up and rams into Roderick Strong, breaking up both submissions. Fans are chanting, "This is awesome." There's a sick dive to the outside, Mamma Mia. underhook power bomb for a near fall. O'Reilly, he basically, oh, recording stopped. Son of a bitch. Okay, give me a second. Okay, back again, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, annoying ass software, just not recording stuff. But whatever, you know. You gotta live with it. Hopefully I fixed it now. Okay. So where was I? Okay. O'Reilly, after that near fall, he basically cheats to get Trent Seven into a submission hold, and there's a Tyler Bate into a submission hold, and there's a repeat of last match. Tyler Bate's knee is messed up, and Trent Seven is now the one who has to debate, like, what's more important, my partner's health or the titles. And like, he's thinking about he just can't do it. He just can't get rid of the title. He just can't do that to his good friend. And he says, all right, fine, I'm just gonna keep this going. And basically cheers him on. And they make a tag. Trent comes in to just kill everybody. There's a near fall. There's a burning hammer for a near fall. And they go for another move. Strong comes in for the save to make Undisputed Era win. This is a freaking awesome tag match. One of the best tag matches you're probably gonna see all year. I guess I wouldn't say it's as good as the TakeOver. I mean the NXT one that they had a couple weeks ago. That one's like a 10 out of 10. This I gave a 9 out of 10 because it's that damn good. War Raiders attack them after the match, and it's just murder domination. Hanson and Rowe just destroy these guys. Totally leave them in the middle of the ring, just dominated, and basically say, we're next in line, bitch. It's awesome. Next up is match 2, EC3 versus Velveteen Dream. They probably had the best video package for a match I've ever seen in my life. Velveteen Dream is just all in like this ominous dark area doing his stuff, showing off his accomplishments and stuff, and it's like nobody is better than the Dream. And then EC3 interrupts with his own stuff, and they just both go back and forth about how great they are. Fantastic. I love this like video package for the match. That might be a 10 out of 10 by itself. Velveteen Dream, when he comes out, he's wearing tights that say call me up, Vince, which I thought was pretty awesome. This leads to Velveteen Dream takes off his jacket, throws it at EC3. EC3 picks it up, throws it right back at him, and Velveteen Dream slips and falls down. It was pretty funny. I loved that. Velveteen Dream gets thrown outside early, and EC3 is just really taking control early. And Velveteen Dream is selling for this guy like a champion. EC3 looks like $1 million in this match. Every time he hits him, Velveteen's like, oh my god, it felt like I got punched by Muhammad Ali. It's fantastic. I love it. Every second is awesome of his selling, and EC3 just dominating. But there's a part where Velveteen gets back in control, goes for a sunset flip, and EC3 stops him and does like the hip gyration, just like got Rick Rude brain, and Velveteen just comes up and tries to pants him. I thought that was hilarious. But then EC3, that doesn't make him happy, so he gets back in control. They go to the outside. EC3 brings him up to the ramp, but Velveteen reverses into a twisting DDT right onto the metal part of the ramp. And he gets control for a while afterwards. Tries to go for a rude awakening, but that gets reversed, but then he hits it after that. EC3 thrown to the outside, bounced off the announce table, and he's lying there on the ground. Velveteen just grabs some water, throws it right in his face. It's all over his face. Just fantastic segment. let's see. Hold on, you're done. Yeah, EC3. He gets the control back once Velveteen Dream and him come back into the ring. EC3 really showing off how good of a wrestler he really is. He's not just big and jacked and he can't wrestle, he needs to be carried. He can actually wrestle. He's really good at it. I think he's probably one of the better guys in here. EC3 gets hit in the throat, but Velveteen goes to the top, and he gets thrown right off of there. And there's a deadlift out powerbomb by EC3, a superplex, and then a super kick leading to a Dream Valley driver for a near fall. There's a bridge German for a near fall by EC3, and then there's a Dream Valley driver onto the apron, and then Dream gets up on the top rope and does his elbow, his Purple Rainmaker elbow right onto EC3 on the apron for the win. It was a great match. I'd say it's a 7 out of 10 for me. This is the one that gets a 7. I mean, it wasn't as good as the last TakeOver matches I've seen with Velveteen. Usually he just blows you away at every match. His last match was against Ricochet, so I mean, that's a lot to live up to. But I think these guys still did a really good job. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought EC3 was definitely going to win this because he's a new guy, but I kind of feel like this is kind of going to lead to Velveteen maybe being the next guy to go for the NXT title, because you know what they say, you have to also build the next guy. You can't just build up the champion. You also have to build his next challenger at the pay-per-view. So I feel like Velveteen might end up being the next challenger for the NXT title, which, yeah, I am totally for. I think he could put on some great matches with the champion. There's Matt Riddle in the crowd. Everybody going nuts because the King of the Bros is in the crowd. I'm so excited for him to come on TV, and it's going to be fantastic. Hopefully he gets on there like Keith Lee. Basically Keith Lee just got in there within a month. Usually it takes guys a little bit longer to get on TV, but yeah, man. Next is Adam Cole. Well, my ears. Sorry if that hurt your ears. Adam Cole versus Ricochet. This match was freaking awesome. They fight for control early. They're just going back and forth with locks and stuff, showing off their athleticism. And Adam Cole goes for a super kick, but Ricochet just backs off just in time. It almost hits him in the face, and he's just oof. So, it really says control. This isn't a match that they're going to mess around. Cole is putting Ricochet on the ground with headlocks and stuff. In most WWE matches, this would be boring. But this was actually really good because Adam Cole knows how to play with the crowd. He knows how to do the emotions right. And, this is a good placement for it. Right at the beginning. And recording stopped again. Fuck it. I'm just going to talk through the camera. So yeah. There'd be lots of boring stuff in it. But, these guys, they're so good. You just can't stop it. They're the best. God damn, what was this? I don't know. Oh yeah, about the headlocks. But yeah, most of the time you watch these headlocks in these matches and it's so boring. Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns at Backlash. That was boring, but that was because you gave so many bullshit finishes in the show, and then it's been a long 4-hour show, and everybody's tired, and you basically sit in the ring in the main event for most of the match, and then spear, Superman punch, that's it. At least this, once that control stops, once Adam Cole loses control of Ricochet, it's going to be letting the an actual bullet ricocheting everywhere. It's going to be great. We're just anticipating it. They're building it up. So Adam Cole, he throws Ricochet into the ropes. He's going to do a leapfrog, but Ricochet hits a drop kick to Adam Cole out of midair, and Adam Cole just went flying outside of the ring. It was pretty awesome. I love that segment. That was the best. Let's see. Adam Cole is doing a good job avoiding Ricochet's offense. And he keeps saying throughout the match that, Ricochet, you're not special. You're not special at all. You're just a one-hit wonder, blah, 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 stuff like that. He's just laying into Ricochet about how he's not a special talent. Adam Cole's special. There's an amazing dive to the outside by Ricochet, and he's flying all over the ring. There's a second rope Phoenix Splash for a near fall. Ricochet goes for like a springboard back elbow, but Adam Cole catches him, does like a backbreaker reversal for a near fall. Ricochet jumps for a super kick. He jumps off the rope, and as he jumps out, Adam Cole's going for a super kick. He catches it, and everybody goes, "Oh shit!" And it's pretty awesome. And then gets Adam Cole down, goes for a springboard moonsault, the lion salt. Adam Cole gets up, super kicks Ricochet in the chin, goes flopping on the ground, hits a Shining Wizard for a near fall. Everybody goes nuts. They're like, no way. No way. Oh my god. It's just super back and forth. There's a strike fest. They're both punching each other back and forth, just going for crazy moves. The fans start chanting Mamma Mia all over. It's just so back and forth. Last shot is reversed into a Frankensteiner, and Ricochet decides he's going for the 630, but he rolls out of the ring and sits on the apron. Ricochet jumps over the top rope, just vaults over, and Hurricane Rana's Adam Cole to the floor, rolls him in, and hits the 630 for the win. New North American champion. All I wrote for this match was fucking amazing. 10 out of 10. I was like, giving it a 9. I was like, this match, I was blown away. Both of these guys gave the best performance I've seen in a long time. Like, Adam Cole is fantastic. Ricochet is fantastic, both in their own ways. And these guys mesh perfect with each other. Like, if you want to keep this feud going for like a whole year, I'd just love to see these guys fight all the time. I could watch their matches all day. Because this was fantastic. You have Adam Cole doing his just great character work in the ring and showing off his good wrestling. And you got Ricochet in there, who's really good at high spots and stuff, and really showing out that wrestling skill too, showing off his athleticism. And yeah, you got the perfect feud. This gets a 10 out of 10. I'm like, man, what do I give this? What do I give this? What do I give this? 10. Alright, it's no doubt a 10. Match 4 is Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. This match, both of them are trying to get control early. They both go for submissions. There's some nice... Sane does a nice diving forearm from the apron to the floor onto Shayna. But Shayna starts to work Kairi's leg and just brutalizing it, just snapping it, slamming it on the ground, beating the crap out of it, making her not want to walk. And all in the meantime, acting like a pirate, mocking Kairi Sane. Doing the, going like, woo, wee, look at me, I'm a pirate. Stuff like that. It was kind of funny. And then she does, the elbow thing, where you basically brutalize somebody's elbow. She did that to Kairi's ankle, and it looks so brutal. But Kairi won't give up and keeps on fighting. Shayna keeps pushing her down, but she keeps getting back up and fighting back. There's a spinning back fist and a neck breaker for a comeback. Just multiple neck breakers. Kairi's like, time to go to the top. She tries to go to the top, but Shayna stops her and hits a gut-wrench superplex right off the top. There's a knee to the chin for a near fall where Shayna just steps up on Kairi's injured leg, just right to the chin. That's a near fall. But Kairi hits a spear out of nowhere. There's an insane elbow to the back and goes for one more, but Shayna rolls out and then basically just crossbody to the outside onto Shayna. She gets thrown back in the ring. An insane elbow. 1, 2, kick out. It's like, Kairi's like, no. It's terrible. Yeah, like, she's just so disappointed. She's like, God damn it. That was my opportunity. But she gets back in there, tries to go for a clover leaf, but Shayna reverses it into her submission hold. I think it's the Kermuda clutch is what they called it. But, you know, whatever. Whatever they called it. Basically her version of the Coquina clutch. Zayn just barely makes it to the bottom rope. There's a heel hook, but Kairi reverses it and into her like clover to her anchor move, like the anchor submission, and does the same submission right in the ropes. Has Shayna on the ropes and he's doing it through there. Just not doing it like as a heel, but just really like Shayna's hard to beat, so I have to try to do as much as I can. The insane elbow gets reversed when Shayna gets her knees up, and then she gets that clutch in. She's just like laughing, but Kairi, she moves back, has Shayna's shoulders pinned to the mat. 1, 2, 3. Kairi Sane is your new champion. Fantastic match. It gets an 8.5 out of 10 for me. I love this match. Like, man, like, I mean, I kind of think like it could have went a little longer, but damn, I mean, what we got was perfect. Was really good. Not perfect, but really, really good. I love this, and it's proof that the women's evolution is not on the main roster. It's not going to be at the next pay-per-view Evolution. It's right in NXT. That's where you're getting your toughest women. They work their hardest every day. Nobody works harder than them. They're so good. They try their damnedest to just impress everybody. They're just as good as the men in this thing. It's great. I love it. I love Kairi and I love Shayna. Both these women. I am actually really scared to see them go to the main roster because I know WWE doesn't know how to use women correctly. And yeah. Well, at least NXT knows how to use their women right. There's a NXT UK commercial basically announcing that, yep, this is happening, people. If you didn't hear about it yet, it's happening. We all kind of saw this coming for a while. They recorded the, I guess they taped the show a bit now, the first episodes of it. So, I mean, it says it's coming soon. They didn't announce a date on the show. I was like, oh, they're going to announce the date. And they didn't, which disappoints. But hey, you know what? It's coming soon. They basically said, yep, we got it coming. And it's going to be awesome. I am so excited for that show. That means we get 2 hours of NXT, one in America and one in the United Kingdom, with totally different tag teams, totally different stars from Britain to come in NXT. Just great stuff. Probably, and from what I can tell, Pete Dunne is going to be the guy who's kind of the anchor of the show as the UK champion, which is fantastic. He should be the anchor of this show. I could totally see him someday becoming the anchor of WWE, honestly. Like, man, if WWE wants to get into that UK market, put that Universal title onto Pete Dunne. He'll get you more UK fans than anybody else. And everybody loves him. Like, everybody who sees his matches is always impressed by him. He's the most impressive wrestler today, I don't think. Well, I mean, okay, maybe not the most impressive wrestler today. I mean, he's one of the most impressive. I mean, like he's like my pick to probably be like one of the next top guy, like the next top guy. Like eventually, you have to give him that spot because he's fantastic. Everything he does is great. Now that we get that out the way, time for the main event. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa 3 for the NXT Championship. Johnny is still the Daniel Bryan of NXT. The fans still love him. I was like, man, I hope that when he comes out, he still gets cheered. Because, I mean, like, he basically cost Aleister Black his title. But hey, he's still loved by the fans, and Tommaso Ciampa is still hated. The fans boo louder than I've ever seen a whole stadium of people boo when he comes out, and they're chanting like, fuck you Ciampa, asshole, stuff like that. He's the most hated man in the world. Nobody likes him. It's fantastic. I was like, oh great, he sold his shirts, so now maybe this is gonna, he's like, because he sold shirts on WWE Shop. I'm like, well great, maybe this is gonna be the end of people hating him. He'll be like, oh, he's a great worker, so I mean, I gotta cheer for him. It's like, no, people, they still are into this storyline, so they're not gonna ever cheer for Ciampa, which I love. I think Ciampa should never, ever go back to being a face. He's just too good as a heel. I just can't ever see him go back to being a face, because he's such a good asshole. Like, he's got a great look to be a jerk. He just looks like a psychopath. And he makes you look like $1 million, which I'll get into right now. They do the introductions, and Gargano just attacks Ciampa in the middle of his introduction, and he attacks him early. He's just kicking Ciampa's ass. Ciampa keeps trying to get back, but he can. He throws Johnny into the steps, but Johnny still gets back and just beats the crap out of Tommaso Ciampa. He exposes the outside mat, and before he could slam him, Ciampa digs out Johnny's eyes, basically. He goes for that draping DDT to the outside, and Johnny Gargano throws him back first into the post. He throws him around, and he takes Johnny Gargano, and Johnny Gargano takes Ciampa and throws him and almost takes out Percy Watson with a flying Ciampa. Ciampa sends, like they start tearing apart the announce table. Johnny Gargano gets up on there. Ciampa gets up there. Ciampa reverses it and does like a Celtic cross right into the right into the other announce table, and they both get up before the 10 count. Weapons get introduced. Ciampa keeps like just running into the corner, hitting him with a knee, and basically saying, "This is all your fault." And he sets a chair up in the corner for Johnny, and he goes for it, but Gargano gets up and smacks him right in the knee with that chair. And like, man, he just starts destroying Ciampa with this chair, beating him in the back, beating him in the chest with it, just everywhere, just tearing apart Tommaso Ciampa. He puts the chair up in the corner, setting up for a long dart into it, and that gets reversed into a sleeper. Ciampa keeps using the ropes for leverage to make that sleeper even hurt worse. That's one thing I gotta give to Ciampa, is that he can make even a sleeper hold look really devastating, which is really hard because a lot of people look at it as a rest hold, but it's like, I don't know, man, he just sinks that thing in there and he just has the meanest face on him. Like, it doesn't look like he's resting. It looks like he's so intense in this moment. He's so intense, and Johnny Gargano is just choking to death, basically. It looks like Johnny's dying. It doesn't look like a rest. It looks like this guy's going to choke him to death. He just beats up Gargano for a while. He gets up onto the... Well, he keeps choking Gargano. He gets up on the top, lifts Gargano up, but Gargano gets back down, picks him up, and lawn darts him into the steel chair. And, oh, man. Yeah, brutal. Brutal shit. Like, Ciampa is just like, he keeps trying to get up, but keeps falling back down. And during this, Johnny Gargano grabs a table, sets it up, grabs another table, and sets it up the other way. And it's two tables stacked on top of each other, but it's like this, and then the legs are up here and down here. Really weird way to set up a table. Never seen that before. Or if I have, I haven't seen it in a long ass time. Project Ciampa times 3, but that's still. But yeah, there's Project Ciampa times 3. Ciampa, he grabs a chair, sets it up, sits on it, and starts counting along with the referee and mocking. And then Johnny gets up at 9 and super kicks Ciampa right in the face. There's this great sequence where both these guys are just going for strikes. They're punching each other, drop kicks, enziguris, everything, every move, strike move in the book, you name it. They're just flying at each other with everything they got, just trying to beat the crap out of each other, and they just keep trying to kill each other. Ciampa gets to the outside. There's a apron senton that gets missed, and just Johnny hits straight to the ground. There's a fairy tale ending, which is the basically sit out pedigree for a near fall. Yeah, it's right under the steel steps, and Gargano gets up barely. Ciampa pulls out the clippers again and exposes the ring, and he goes to go grab Johnny outside. Johnny picks up a fire extinguisher and blinds Tommaso Ciampa in the face, so he can't see. Ciampa is on the ground. He gets up. This is great work by Kevin Dunn, I'll say. Good job, Kevin. Or if it's not Kevin Dunn, whoever's doing this stuff for NXT. Fantastic camera work there, because he gets up, he's blinded, he can't see. He gets his sight back. Camera pans over. There's Johnny Gargano standing there with a crutch, and Ciampa looks so scared. And he beats Ciampa with it, just beats him, just tears the whole thing apart all over Ciampa, man. It was just crazy. They tease a table break in the match. They're just really teasing it, like Johnny's going to go through, or Ciampa's going to go through. Ciampa, he tries to get through on the other side. Gargano jumps in the ring and DDTs him right onto the exposed wood. There's 2 suicide dives by Gargano, and Gargano gives a super kick, but it hits one of the officials on the outside of the ring, and Ciampa then hits him, grabs the chair, and runs at him with the knee and sends Johnny right through the barricade, and then proceeds to just take everything from ringside and just start to pile it right on top of Johnny Gargano. And, he gets to the count of 9. Gargano pushes the stuff up and just gets barely to his feet. And the handcuffs are brought out, and Ciampa almost gets handcuffed again. But nope, doesn't happen. Then they get over back to the tables, they're fighting each other, and Gargano hits Ciampa, makes him woozy, looks at his finger with the wedding ring, looks at Ciampa, goes bye-bye, super kick right to the face, and Ciampa goes through the table. Ciampa, right before the 10 count, he uses that crutch to get up one more time, and he starts to back off. And he starts going up the ramp trying to escape Johnny Gargano, but Johnny follows, kicks that crutch away, and starts beating the crap out of him, beating him. And they get to the top of the ramp, just callbacks to their whole rivalry, and Gargano handcuffs Ciampa to the stage and proceeds to just beat the hell out of him, and Ciampa's standing there saying, "I'm sorry, Johnny, for everything. I didn't mean to do any of that." And he grabs him by the beard and says, "It's too late for that now." Super kicks, punches, slams his head into the stage, right into the lights, kills him, and he starts to show a little conflict when he's about to hit that super kick, but the conflict wasn't whether he should or shouldn't hit him. He pulls his knee down and hits Ciampa with a knee right to the head. But Johnny Gargano hits his knee into a box and flies right off the stage. There's a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Johnny starts to get up. 9, Johnny almost gets to his feet, but his knee gives out because he apparently dislocated his knee. And Ciampa falls off the stage and lands right on his feet for the win. Oh. I think it was probably the best last man standing match I've ever seen. And I gave this also a 10. So yeah, that's 10 out of 10 matches I've seen on this show alone. Oh my god. Johnny, you know, like I said, apparently dislocated his knee according to the officials. Well, obviously in kayfabe, but still, I mean, great story. Ciampa comes, like, you know, like the little thing in the corner comes out. Ciampa walks back out, looks at Johnny Gargano, makes you think he's going to attack him, but he just sits there, smiles, and holds up that championship like, I won. I'm the best. And that's how the show ends. I have to say, it was a damn good takeover. Overall, the show gets a 9 out of 10 from me. I recommend this show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. What are you doing? If you haven't watched NXT, watch it. What are you doing with your life? If you're a real wrestling fan and you're not watching NXT, you're obviously not that real a wrestling fan. Because this show is one of the best you can watch right now. Like, oh my god. Even when I don't make a review for it, I still watch it. I mean, man, it's so fantastic of a show. It's just the best show I've ever seen. Like, best wrestling show ever. It's so good. There's nothing better than the show. Ugh. If you watch Raw, go try watch NXT. You'll enjoy it so much. I love watching Raw because it really makes me appreciate NXT a lot more than I do already. Because it's like, you get an hour show, you get like 3 to 4 matches, really good segments, the best wrestlers in the entire world. Like, all the indie guys are starting to show up there. It's like, not just like some guys from the indies that like, oh yeah, you know, like, yeah, like they got a little bit of mainstream press, but not too much, but you know, like they're gonna get big in WWE. I'm talking about guys that are like some of the best wrestlers of all time. Like Adam Cole, for example, like Undisputed Era. All of those guys are great. Keith Lee, Ciampa, Gargano. You got the best guys in the entire world. Ricochet, I can't believe I forgot him. Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane. Name like a star. He's probably going there, or he has been there. Matt Riddle's now going there. Former UFC fighter turned wrestler Matt Riddle is now going to NXT because it's such a damn good show. Watch it. You'll love it if you haven't seen this show. I plead this every time I watch TakeOver. I say, if you're not watching NXT, watch it. Use this TakeOver. Just watch this TakeOver. And that's all the reason you need to watch NXT, the show. Because you get these guys every week. And you don't just see their wrestling skill every week. Like, I mean, sure, you don't see all of them every week, but you get variety every week. Like, you get just tons and tons and tons of variety with these guys. And then you get to see their promo skills, you get to see everything. And then you get to experience what I feel, which is disappointment, when they get up to the main roster and Vince McMahon fucks them up. Well, after that little rant. Anyways, I'm really satisfied with this show. Watch it if you haven't. And all I could say now is goodbye, everybody. You're all awesome. You're, yeah, everybody who watches me is guaranteed to be 10% cooler to their peers. And that's just scientific fact. That's not just bull crap I'm saying. It's true. And yeah, too sweet. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's way too cliched. Everybody does it too sweet. I salute you all. Have a good night, good day, good whatever. just stay classy.